and welcome to the Uptiquing Painting and Ceramics Interchangeable Home Sign virtual video. We are going to be creating this 8 by 30 interchangeable sign. It comes with the board, the stencil, interchangeable pieces, which will be a pumpkin, a sunflower, a Christmas tree, and a heart. There are other seasons available for purchase. You just have to call Uptiquing at 845-744-4400. We'll be happy to help you out with that. So your kit will come with a plain board. You'll have a set of gloves, which you will need in the beginning. You'll have all the necessary paints to be able to paint these. You'll have a paper palette. You'll get a piece of sandpaper, it'll be new. And you'll get a little baggie with baby wipes in them. So we're going to use the baby wipe method to start out for staining, which is great because it's non-toxic. There are no fumes. It dries fast. So we're going to get started with that. The other thing that you'll need to have on hand is a cup of water, some paper towels, which I need to grab, and also a hairdryer because that will help speed up the process if you want. As we go and we're staining, if you want to pause the video and do your work and then start it again, that'll help you out as far as timing. So we're going to get started. I'm going to take my paper palette and I'm going to stain the back. So in the kit you do have black, brown, and white, which is what we're going to start using for these. I might change the color up a little bit, but you can, if you wanted to make your sign red, there's red in there, there's green, there's blue. The acrylic acts like a stain with the baby wipe, and as long as the baby wipe is moist, it will move the acrylic paint throughout the board. So we're going to put our gloves on, and we're going to grab a baby wipe. And if your baby wipes aren't really moist, you can always dab them with a little bit of water. Okay, and I think I'm gonna go a little bit towards the black side when I do this, change it up a little bit. We've done so many of them, kind of getting tired of seeing the brown. And I will add a little bit of brown in here. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take some baby wipes, even one is just fine. I think I have one here, it's just really thick. These gloves are a little bit big on me. If you want to start on the back to kind of get your mojo going with this, you can to practice. If not, I'm just going to take a little black and a little brown. If you're doing straight brown, then just use the brown. And you're going to move this across your board. Long, even strokes. Don't do choppy ones because you'll end up seeing it. This is a piece of scrap wood, and I think that it has a little bit of a wax pencil on it, so yours won't have that though. Okay, so you're just gonna move it around. Make sure that when you're doing this, you have old clothing on. It's acrylic paint. It will stain your clothing. And then also, you can put down a disposable tablecloth or some newspaper. So you're just gonna keep moving this around. See, it's really, really easy and forgiving. All right, so I need a little bit more brown in there. Okay, so I just got a little bit more brown. And work it in. So you want to get the whole board, you want to get the sides, turn your board around. Because this is really not a lot of paint going down, it does dry fast, which is a good thing. We are going to put a little bit of a hairdryer heat on it later. All right, and I'm going to get my sides as well. So I'm going to just turn the board and get there. And then I'm going to turn the board, I'm going to grab a little bit more paint. Now I am pushing it into the cut edges. my board. Like I said, this is a piece of scrap wood, so yours will look a little bit more even. I have sometimes when they cut the wood, they use a grease pencil to mark the wood, so that's what that line is. But so this is what I have so far, and this is what you should have. If you want to go ahead and stay in the back, you can stay in the back. That's totally up to you. If you're going to be leaning it, and it's on a pretty decent angle from the side, if it's visible, you will see the plain pine. So if that's something that you're thinking about, I would stay in the back if I were you. Okay, so I'm gonna take this over to the blow dryer and I'm gonna blow dry it and I will be back. Hi everybody, welcome back. Okay, so I have my finished board. I used the blow dryer on it, so it's nice and dry. Make sure it doesn't feel cool to the touch. I'm gonna set this aside, and the next thing we're gonna do is work on our cutout pieces. Okay, so we have our 4 cutout pieces. Alrighty, so we're gonna lay them out, and what we're going to do is we are going to coat them with white first. So the reason being that we're coating them with white is because when the actual paints go on them, the paints are a medium grade artist acrylic, and because these are like a brown, a tan color, it will change the colors, they won't be as vibrant. So if you want your colors to be muted, then you could just paint your acrylics right on this and you would skip this step. But if you want bright colors like you see here, then we are going to paint these with white first. Okay, so you have your little container of white. You're gonna open that up, and you received a brush in your packet. You're going to take the largest brush, and less is more. We do not have to cake this on, so I have just a little bit on the edge of my brush there, and I'm just gonna spread it around in a crosshatch pattern. You don't have to worry about your edges at this point. And we're just gonna move it around. And again, it's super, super light. I'm not really loading this up. Okay, and if you're more comfortable putting it on the table, on your covering, you can do that. Put it down for the last bit, and that way you don't have to worry about your hands. Okay, so we have that coated. I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna do each of these and I'm gonna blow dry them, and then we'll be back together again. Hi everybody, welcome back. Okay, so I have coated the one side of my cutouts, my interchangeable cutouts here, and I'm gonna start with the heart first. Make sure your brush is washed in water and patted dry. So these, any acrylic paint can be thinned out with water and it will become more transparent, so we really don't want that. So I have my red right here. I took the lid off of it, and I'm actually gonna take a little bit of brown just to take that cherryness out of my red there. So if I'm gonna make sure you can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna put a little bit of red on my plate. There's plenty in these cups to coat that. You'll have extra left over too. And I'm just gonna take a little dot of brown. Okay, I'm gonna make sure my hands stay clean. Okay, so I'm going to start coating my red. Again, my heart with red. Thin coats. When you're doing this time, you can get all the edges, because when it is attached to the board, you will see the sides of these. So we wanna just get them some good coats. So when you don't wanna, after you paint one side, I would put it down on the table so that it's easier to hold. You don't end up with your fingerprints in them. Okay, so the first coat down, I'm gonna do a light coating of red. We're gonna end up doing a couple of coats. If you find that you're putting your paint on really thick and you need to take a blow dryer break, just pause the camera and then come back. Okay, so we're gonna do one layer at a time. So I just did my heart. Now I'm gonna move on to my pumpkin, and I'm gonna take some orange, and I'm just gonna dispense that on my plate. I'm not even really gonna wash my brush. If you want to, you can, but orange and red are common colors, so it won't taint the color too much. And I am even going to coat the stem. Brown will cover that afterwards. And when I'm painting this, I'm going in the contour of the pumpkin shape. So I'm not going left to right, I'm going up and down in little arches. Okay, really quick. It's light paint so that it dries fast. Okay, so here's my pumpkin. And now I'm going to move on to my sunflower. And again, common colors. We're going colors of the rainbow here, so we do not, oh, this is a leftover one, and I think my yellow's seen better days. So again, I'm going red to orange to yellow. I don't have to worry about my brush. So I'm going to do a center, little dot of center, and then I'm going to paint in arches, going all the way around. And you can see, because I left a little bit of those other colors on there, you're getting some different tones in the petals there, which I like. So I'm going like little arches this way and this way. Kind of like a sad face, a happy face, sad face, happy face. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to reiterate that center. So far that's what I have on there. Don't forget about your sides. If you're doing your sides again, you know, you can pause and then start the video because that will take a little bit of time. Alrighty, and then we're going to go to the Christmas tree. So I have a little bit of green. I don't have to wash my brush because I went to the green. And we are going to give brush strokes from the center of the tree out. Nice and wispy. You can do the bottom as well because brown will cover green. Let's get that little top there. Alrighty. So here you go. So I just went like this, and then I went like this. Okay? So I'm going to wash my brush. I'm going to hit these all with the blow dryer, and I'll be back. Hi everybody, welcome back. Okay, so I have my cutouts. They've been base coated with the white. They've gotten their one layer of color, and they've been seen the blow dryer. So now we're going to go back over them to make these colors vibrant. I'm going to need a little bit more red. So I'm going to start with that. Tiny little bit. Little goes a long way. Oops. Okay. And this time I'm going to add a little bit of brown to it. If you like that really bright red, then you can keep it, but a brown will kind of turn it more to like an antique looking red, which I kind of like. So I'm going to just hit it. You can see the difference in color on the second coat. So again, go in the shape of the heart. Light, very light coats. Don't forget about your sides. If you are painting light, you want to kind of move a little quickly. It dries fast, especially if they're still a little warm from the blow dryer. So I'm just kind of shaping this a little bit. Okay, and I'm pretty happy with that. So that's my heart. I'm going to set that aside to dry. And now I'm going to go over to my orange again. I'm going to grab a little bit of orange. If you feel that this is too red for you and you want to wash your brush, you can. But you can mix your red right on your brush into your orange, your red brush into your orange, mix it right on your palette. And you're going to go over it so you can see again, it's getting more vibrant. And I'm just going to hit this whole thing. Again, you can see I'm kind of doing little arches. I'm going to get my stem. Love it. Okay, so this is my pumpkin. Really cute. So I missed a spot. Okay, and now I'm going to go back over to my sunflower. I need a little bit more yellow in this. And I'm just going to hit my orange into my yellow, and I'm going to give it a little circle in the middle so I keep in mind where that middle is. I'm gonna mix mine a little bit. I have a little red on my brush there. All right, and then I'm gonna hold this up once I get a little start in there so you can see how pretty that's becoming. And these, again, little arches. I'm still using my largest brush. I haven't changed brushes at all. And I'm just doing like happy face, sad face, happy face, sad face, or 2 parentheses. Okay, and then I'm just gonna find that center again. And there's my sunflower. Cute. And now I'm going back to my tree. So I'm gonna grab a little of green, and I'm gonna start from the center and work out. So I'll show you that. You can see those branch sweeps. Okay, grab another little bit of green. So there's my Christmas tree. So once again, wash your brush, blow dry your pieces. We're gonna add some highlights to them, and I'll be back. Thank you. Hi everybody, welcome back. Okay, now we're gonna be putting our details into our pieces. So with this one, we're going to be using the white and the black. So keep those in front of you. You're gonna need a paper towel. You're gonna need your water. If it's dirty, you can have some clean water. And this is really easy. So these are just brush strokes. So you have the smallest brush there, and I'm gonna do the white first. So it's just one pass. You're gonna start at the top and go to the bottom. And then you're gonna start at the top and go to the bottom. Okay, we're gonna do that with the tree. And you could do white or black. And this, we're just gonna give some little sweeps. And some little sweeps here. Okay. And then we have our pumpkin will be next. And if you want, don't forget, you can pause the video, do your sweeps, do your strokes, and then start it again. Okay, and then we have our pumpkin, which is here. And in this one, I think I'm gonna leave the vines off of it. I did them in the beginning, and I don't know, I don't love them. So we're going to do little sweeps here. Load up your white again. And you're gonna look at the contour of those cutouts in the bottom and just do a couple little hits there. And then we have one in the center and one on the side. You can even do one over here and one over here. Okay. Alrighty, and then we have our sunflower. So our sunflower, we're gonna do little hits of white just in the corners here. Okay, and we're gonna wash our brush. Dry it on a paper towel. So when you wash your brush, you're going to squeeze it. Don't go like this. We're gonna squeeze and turn so you end up with a point again. We're gonna go back to our heart, and we're gonna grab some black, and we're just gonna do little hits of black. So we have one here, and I don't know, maybe I'll do one here, and one here. Yeah. So then our heart is finished. I don't really like that stroke. I'm gonna fix that. Our heart's done. We're gonna leave that aside to dry. We're gonna go to our Christmas tree. And you can hit some blacks just here or there. Very random. some brown for the stump. You don't have to worry about not having your brush washed. Just do little strokes up and down. The brown and the black will blend together a little. Give you a little change in color as you're doing that. Okay. We are going to grab our pumpkin back. We have brown and black on our pumpkin. And we're going to do our stem. Until I had coffee, my hand is shaking. Okay, I have a little stem there. And then we're going to go to our sunflower. And as we go, guys, if you want to pause, do your painting, and then press play again. So with this, I'm going to start from the center, and I'm going to swirl out. Okay, I think I might put a little bit of black in there. And swirl in. Okay, I'm going to wash my brush, and I'm going to pat it dry. I'm going to swirl some white in that. Maybe just a couple strokes. All right, guys, looking good. Wash your brush one more time. Don't forget, you can pause at any time. I'm going to squeeze my brush off. And I have to add some black into my pumpkin. So this is going to be for those long pumpkin sections. Make sure you have a pointy dry brush. And these are arches. So you're going to go down. And down. Really cute. I'm going to wash my brush one more time. I'm going to get a little bit of green in this guy. Okay, and that's going to be for the top. I'm going to just drop a little bit of green and put a couple little strokes in there, just down at the base. And there you go. Okay, so your interchangeables are completed. If you want to add anything to them, feel free. It's your artistic licensing. I'm going to blow dry them. I'm going to clean up my space, close my paints because we're finished with our paints, and then I'm going to bring my stencil over to my board. So I'll join you back in 1 minute. Back. Okay, so my table is kind of cleaned up. I have my wood cutouts are dry and they're to the side, my interchangeables. And I have my sandpaper, and I have a paper towel. I have my stencil, and I have a burnisher. You can use a credit card or a spatula. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is, when we blow dry wood after it's been wet, it gets little fuzzies, almost like frizzy hair. So we're going to take our sandpaper and we're just going to lightly run it across. And I'm not putting any pressure on it. I'm just letting it get all those little fuzzies off, okay? Now, if you want it to be a little distressed, you can take your sandpaper and run it along the edges. So it's pretty easy. It's soft wood. So, you know, it depends on how much you want. If you want really heavily distressed, just keep going over top of it. Kind of have some fun with it. It's kind of like designing. All right. So after you're done sanding, whatever you decide, just make sure that you take your paper towel and you get all that dust off, because we want our stencil to stick really well. So you can see just from wiping all that dust off, my paper towel got a little dirty. You can clean your area if you want. Okay, so decide when you're looking at your board, the grain and so forth, which way you want what to go. I think I want mine to go like this. All right, stencil time. So what we're going to do is, it's actually a vinyl lettering, it's not a stencil. So we are going to end up wanting just the white and the clear on it. And we're going to give ourselves a little bit of positioning here to see where we want it to go. So I'm thinking like right around there would be good for me. So you can kind of like look both ways, make sure you like where it is. So we're going to peel this back. Make sure that everything is on that goes. But let's make sure everything is on our clear sheet when it peels off. Make sure that you do not let it stick together, because if it sticks together, it'll be ruined. And we are going to position it on here. So again, you don't want to push it down until you're 100% ready. Can kind of adjust it a little bit. We want to take a look from the side. My stencil has seen better days, so I hope it all goes well. We're going to push it down with our hand. Okay, and then we're going to take your credit card or your spatula and give it a good push. We want that vinyl lettering to stick. And then we're going to grab the edge and we are going to peel back. So now when you peel back, don't lift. Roll back perpendicular to the board so that you do not lift the vinyl lettering. Okay, looking good, looking good. Okay, I love it. All right, this is garbage. And this is garbage. And we have our board. Looks great. So the only thing that's left are your Velcros, which came in your kit. So the easiest way to do this is to put the Velcros together. Okay? And smush them together and then figure out which one. I'm going to use this one because it's fall. And we are going to put it on there, and then go see how you want it to go. I think I want it like this. Put a little fly in here, and then there you go. So let's say you wanted to change it, you would just peel it off, and you can then put a Velcro on here and then stick it on for each season. You can use a D-hook or a sawtooth to hang it. You can lean it on the mantle. It's really, really cute. So thank you for joining us. We are going to be loading this up to Facebook. We will have downloads for this, and we will be on YouTube. Right, my trusty assistant, Jamie? Yes. So thank you. We're at 61C Main Street in Pine Bush. Our website is uptiquing.com. You can see all of our kits and items for purchase. It's an e-commerce site, so you can go ahead and order and ship on there. And our phone number is 845-744-4400. And there's a fly. Thank you. Bye-bye.